Hey everybody, welcome back to Soul School, and a salute to the Family Stone. And we're sitting up here with Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Gregg Errico, who will be appearing over here. This great stage, this great place, lots of history here. Yoshi's Oakland, in the heart of Jack London Square. You got Channel 2, you got all kinds of stuff happening around here. And just a great place to see a show, great food, great atmosphere, just great people around. I mean, it's funny because even before I'd even met Alex when I was, who you'll see a little bit later on in the show, you would meet the management and just different people like that, and just everybody, just a pleasant smile, just the atmosphere. And I'm real big on culture. If I'm not feeling the vibe, a lot of times I won't even say nothing. I'll just kind of disappear off set. So it is an honor, especially we don't have too many places like this to go play anymore, and to see people like this. I mean, where else are you going to go see different people like a Confunction or Slave or just just whatever. You come here and this is the spot, this is the home of the thing, man. And what was it like for you, like back in the days, man? Do you miss the days of like Winterland and just places like that in San Francisco,
it was
man?
A fabulous place. And those things come and go. The Fillmore, the original Fillmore, which the building is still there, and the club is still there. And I remember walking in after it had reopened, and this was back in the 80s. And actually, Bill Graham was doing a special through HBO.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
The Fillmore or something like that. And we were on the show. And I remember walking back in for the first time in 20, 25 years back then, and looking around and going, wow, this seems so small now. Because my memory was like, that was a big place, it was big, and it's the same building, it hadn't changed anything in there. They just remodeled it and kept it the same. It seems so small going back there after. That happened. I've talked to other people and talking about similar experiences and situations like that, where your memory of a place that had a big impact on you.
Sure.
It's big. It's a big place. It's interesting. That was a great place. Winterland was fond memories of that.
The reason why I bring that up is you have to appreciate these type of facilities and places that, I'm telling you guys have no idea how big being able to come to a place like this, 1972, 40 years and counting, that Yoshi's has kind of still withstood it. And, it's just, for me, I'm telling you, man, I tell people all the time, I have one of the hugest record collections, 45s and albums that you'll ever want to see. 45 mixes are always a little bit different than, I could get real deep on it, but the live show is always where it's at, because then you get a chance to really get inside, and the artists get a chance to stretch out a little bit or whatever. And even like the 8 o'clock show, I always made it a point that when I would go see stuff, I would go to the 8 and 10, because a lot of times the 8 o'clock show, you get an hour and 20 minutes, and then you kind of like, okay, we got to get everybody out, and we got to get them in for the second show. And then the second show, like case in point, when I came to Yoshi's to see War, and the second show, the end of the first set, they played, what was it? Galaxy. They came out and they played. We said, okay. Second show they came out, I said, okay, I know how to tape this now. And they came out and they played Me and Baby Brother. And I hadn't heard that live since 1973, but like I say, coming to Yoshi's, and before, for me, it was the Cow Palace, it was the Circle Star Theater in LA. It was celebrities, but like I said, I say all that to say, I'm like to belabor the point, but Kimball's is gone, Kimball's East and all these different places is gone, but we still have a place that's bringing first-rate talent and entertainment. That's big. That's big.
Speaking of Yoshi's, I mean, to their existence and honor, I remember a few years back I came to see an old bandmate of mine, Joe Zabino.
Oh yeah. He orchestrated Birdland, the song for Weather Report.
Yeah, Weather Report. And I came to see him here, and he's constantly traveling. The world. May rest in peace, because he passed away a few years, which I miss him dearly. He's a great friend. He travels around the world constantly with the group, and on the stage, the first thing he says, he was just mentioning that it was an honor for him to be in probably one of the best clubs of this type in the world. The vibe, the sound, the setup.
Oh yeah.
The feel, you know, the whole thing. And, you know, that was significant for someone to say something like that. And it's true, you know. So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot to be said for people who could keep something running like this for all this, especially in the jazz genre, which sometimes doesn't get supported as much as it should in any given community. A lot of places dry up and go away, you know.
Right.
So it's, you know, of course, they open their doors to more diverse genres of music now, including, you know, blues and funk and big band and everything.
The overall scheme of things, though, what happens, though, is when you know, especially if you're a young, impressionable kid like how I was, you remember that and you never ever forget it, and you can, and it always holds a very dear and special place in your heart, man. It's just, you know, man, and like I said, to be able to have the honor to sit in this place and sit next to you, man. Like I say, you have no idea what this is actually really kind of doing for me. And like I said, I've studied your drum style. Some of the things that you were doing weren't the quote-unquote just the 4/4 stuff that you would hear, like let's just say on the, much as I love Uriel Jones and Pistol Allen and stuff like that, a lot of that stuff was charted out and stuff. I've always felt that the Family Stone was the first real self-contained group that made it available. As a matter of fact, Berry Gordy was watching you guys very closely, Norman Whitfield and all of them, because once he left Detroit in '69 and he brought the Jackson 5 out, because they had Ronnie Ransford and Johnny Jackson, so they were kind of a self-contained group, even though different studio musicians would be playing a lot of the sessions, but he brought that self-contained, you know, band attitude that you guys kind of like put it out there. You guys were the first. You guys were the first, and I guess I don't know if you sit back and really think about it because you're probably so busy creating music, but you guys were actually really first, and he left a lot of the dead weight people like the Marvelettes and just different people in Detroit like, okay, this is where it's going.
Yeah, times changed.
Yeah, times changed, and you guys changed a lot of stuff. You instituted a lot of change. You know, man, what an honor, what an honor.
Go, man.
Honor. Like I say, I've over the years, man, I know drummers. Like I said, I've studied from Earl Palmer to Purdy.
You played?
No, but my brothers all played jazz, so I had no choice. You know, that music was always around, all that Blue Note stuff, and they were very, very meticulous on what they listened to, Cal Jader and just different stuff. And the cool thing about it is, you know, being in a black family like that, they were open to listening to just different stuff. I mean, there was all kinds of different. I tell people, Zeppelin on one side, you know, it was little Vanilla Fudge, you know, who Funkadelic got a lot of their stuff. You know, just we were listening to MC5's, everybody. You know, so
I mean, there was a lot of music back then. You know, there was a lot of music, especially if you grew up in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
You were exposed to everything.
You nervous or you ready? You ready to get down?
We'll find out.